Hello guys, this is DJSG and welcome to my review of the next episode of Class, and this episode is titled The Coach with the Dragon Tattoo. Let's do this one. So I actually really enjoyed this episode. I just thought it was a great idea for an episode. So something that I did really like was that it put in the consequences of last week's episode, the last episode in very good ways. You know, it didn't tarnish it to make it feel like you had to be reminded that he's got no leg, but it did say yes, he has these problems and he also has all these other problems and he's trying to balance them all. I'm talking about Ram, by the way, and that's basically why I like this show, because it is so character driven in how everything works, I guess. So there's a couple of things. There is a lot of blood. Yeah, as I was watching this, I was like, yeah, they definitely tied it down for the first episode. Just because it got Peter Capaldi in it meant we had to diet everything down to like 4, except for the stuff that was actually important. So everything got dialed down. And the actual, I'll talk briefly about the actual story. So the story for this episode is that the coach, I call it this Ram's episode. It's when the episode's about him. These characters, I guess, have their own kind of episodes. So episode 2 has been about Ram. Episode 3 was about Tanya, which I'll talk about next time. And episode 4 looks to be about April. And episode 1 was kind of about Charlie. So I think that's how it's going to go. Very character shined moments throughout. I do think that the actual villain in this episode, he was a bit unusual, I must say. He made sense as a villain, but he just, at this end, he had this weird change of heart from what his character really should be. He's a PE teacher, and he's not some kind of mass murderer, guy on the edge. He's actually just I feel like he shouldn't have came across as, it's really hard to explain what I'm trying to say, but he shouldn't have came across the way that he did in that final scene. I'm talking about the PE teacher, by the way, the coach. And also, how did no one notice him? He's like, he just waltz out with his bag of body. Just got your head teacher in here. Just walks outside. It's like, in the dead of night. Everyone, does the school have security cameras? Yeah, that's what I thought was stupid. But I also didn't quite understand the actual creature itself. So the idea of the creature is that there was 2 of them. Its mate came flying through the crack and it hit the coach. And when it hit the coach, all this blood and all this dragon blood went through his veins and made him really quite strong and powerful. And he didn't want to lose that in a more shellfish way. And his mate really wants his girlfriend mate back, and he followed him through, but the PE teacher's kind of manipulating them, or him and her, to keep the dragon blood, and he doesn't know obviously how to get it off his skin, but skins are like leather, so and it spent most of the time skinning people, so that makes sense. So it would so the one that's on him would, I presume, would actually come out, or that wasn't explained, whether his mate would kill them and then she would, the one on his arm will actually, feed, or it's fireworks. That's weird. Or the one, I thought I was going mental. I can hear fireworks. Heat from bonfire night, and it's gonna get really annoying. And he would kind of stick his hand inside of the body of the person that was being killed by the creature and take their organs and their blood, I guess, to be able to survive. So that was the kind of deal that they made to keep the dragon blood. But he, after a pretty awesome speech by Ram, the actual creature decided to eat the PE teacher. Wow. I also liked how Ram reflected on himself, like, that I have a friend type thing, when he's like, what you gonna do about it? That's a different situation, what you gonna do? I was like, oh yeah, that's a good line. I also like the scene when they all meet up at the school. They're about to go inside and, confront the PE teacher, and there's that they're all walking like that. I was like, oh yeah, this is good. Now, I've written down these things, so I'm actually looking at it, by the way. So, that was a cool scene when it's like all the team kind of assembled. And also I liked that the story was not how you could thought it was. So, you didn't know that there was also a mate that... and I presumed, which was wrong, but I presumed that the thing on his skin would actually come out and, kill them. But it really wasn't that, and I think that's like good for a story, for it not being the way that you thought it was, and to change it towards the end. Did overcomplicate it, but I was quite happy with that. I thought that the head teacher's death was pretty gruesome. Really wasn't that needed, and the fact that they brought the actor back from Doctor Who to bring him to do that, for only appear for 2 episodes, briefly, or little parts, it's not great. So thank you guys for watching. This has been DAJ Studios. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you give it a like, and I'll see you next time for episode 3.